Hello, welcome to day one of my vibe coding journey. I have been inspired by Starter Story Build to share my own vibe coding journey and what I am building. I'm building the best mate that sits next to you and tells you what your marketing data actually means. No jargon, no difficult to understand areas, just plug in your data, so Google Analytics, and we're going to start with Instagram as well. Plug it in, and then basically you can then start asking questions. So, what works well? So, what time should I post? What's my website performance look like this month? Basically, it's going to be the ChatGPT, the AI on your shoulder that you ask it questions and it will be able to give you real life insight from your business. Bit about me. My name's Louise. I have worked in marketing for the last 10 years, specifically technical SEO. That is a very jargon heavy industry to be in, especially for small, medium businesses, entrepreneurs, startups, that sort of thing. You don't have the marketing budget to be able to speak to me on the daily. So I have always loved answering people's questions when they have, friends have been interested, or one time I had someone come around to fix my windows and he was doing something and I loved chatting to him about what he was doing and be able to give my insight for that. But it's just too expensive. So I have decided to build a platform where it's basically vibe coding for marketing. So if you are able to just plug in your data, we will then give you the answers on what works, what doesn't, or the platform will give you the answers. Yeah, that is basically going to be what I am building. So today is day one. My kids are in their childminders for 4 hours a day at the minute. I am going to be cleaning the house, doing cleaning stuff, also sitting down at my computer and doing some vibe coding. So I have built something previously on Lovable AI, and then I have also decided to try out Bolt as well to build this. I have been inspired by Starter Story Build, so shout out to him and his platform. I have been watching his journey to get to 100K. Sorry that it recently hasn't gone as well as it had, but I've decided to share my journey. I'm not a massive lover of being in front of the camera or anything like that, but I'm going to share it on YouTube, TikTok, and Twitter or X. Still can't bring myself to say X. Basically, there is a lot of people talking about vibe coding at the minute, but it's not as many women talking about it, which again, not as many women use AI. I want that to change. If we don't start using the technology, then it will just be built towards men. And that's a massive reason why I'm sharing the journey, why I'm showing how easy it is to vibe code and build something. I'm probably going to regret saying that because it's probably going to be quite hard, but I want to do it. This platform as well. So one of the things with this platform is I want this data platform or this marketing assistant that actually looks at your data to be non-jargon based. I want it to be aimed towards women because I think there's so many reporting platforms, everything like that. It's all aimed towards men. Not that there is a gender with it, but it's just all very orientated towards more of a masculine element. So again, I want this to be more aimed towards females, female entrepreneurs, female small business owners, everything like that. And that doesn't mean it's going to be fluffy. So if it's oh, when should I post on Instagram? It will tell you proper facts in data, but cut out the jargon, make it easy to understand, and allow you to get into the weeds of your own business with your own data. And that's what I'm going to be building. If you like the idea of it, please let me know. If you hate the idea of it, please let me know too. Because I have decided, I'm going to vibe code something and I'm going to share my whole journey. of me getting better. So, bit of background: I don't know coding. I work in technical SEO, but I know basic HTML, light bit of CSS, but I am not a coder. I talk to developers, so I kind of understand a little bit about how I probably want to write the prompts. But overall, yeah, I don't have that background and I can't go in and fix something when it goes wrong. I do need to rely on the AI to do that. Um, I am going to be building it using ChatGPT to help me get the stuff. And then I've tried Lovable and Bolt on my day one, which is today, to build like the starter platform. And to be honest, I have loved Bolt more, which is surprising because I've built something else on Lovable, which I did enjoy Lovable more. But I gave it, so I created like the prompt and everything through ChatGPT, asked ChatGPT to like give me some designs and stuff. Color scheme I've been loving, and like the things I've been loving at the minute are like productivity method. Shout out to them with their like iced coffee, iced matcha kind of feel, the neutrals and things like that. I think Grace Beverly always nailed it on her neutrals and stuff. So that was kind of the background thinking. I was like, I do want that iced coffee vibe, neutral vibe, even though it's aimed towards women. I do not want it plastered in pink or anything like that. I don't want anything to be cliche with it. So I created a design through ChatGPT. And the prompt, I then fed that to both Lovable and Bolt. And I have to say that Bolt smashed it out the park in terms of the design. I think Lovable really struggles with adding in images or adding in graphics. That's definitely something I've found from using it. So I'm going to go with Bolt actually, so we can do a nice side-by-side comparison. Also, another thing that you can do, which is something I did with a previous project, obviously hook it up to GitHub, and then you can feed both projects in, edit via Bolt and Lovable. I've not done loads of reading on whether that could completely mess the thing up, and I haven't. I tried that with a previous project. I've only ever done one previous project for vibe coding, and that isn't even live yet. I did try that. I didn't love it, so I went back to just using Lovable. But yes, so follow along for my journey on doing it. I will be sharing everything. I will be sharing revenue, how many people have we sign up, eyeballs, basically like trying to follow a bit of the starter story, build, setup, because I've absolutely loved that. But yeah, so any feedback, anything you want to know, please do let me know. I will now share the designs as well, so you can look at what I built on day one. But I hope you look forward to following the journey, and I'm going to make sure I keep posting. Cool. So, just to show you a bit of what I am doing at the minute. Oh, there's a problem at the minute. So, I'm just going to attempt to fix it quickly. So, you can see the design that Bolt has created within here. So, sorry, I'm trying to fix a problem. So, within it, you can see data made easy. I am loving it. Really hit the nail with the pricing. So far, I am loving the preview of the homepage for the app. Now you can see here at the minute, I'm trying to just hook up the back end. So I'm using Supabase to allow like the data integration and everything like that. I'm going to eventually integrate with Stripe, but I'm not doing that right now. I just want to set up and make sure that it's actually using OpenAI. Something I have heard of, which I might test further down the line, is Hugging Face. Because obviously I can create my own like AI model that could work better. However, for the ease of it and to build an MVP quite quickly, I'm just going to connect it to OpenAI. So we're doing that. There's just been a database error, which I've asked whether the OpenAI key is in Supabase, which I know it is. I've looked in the back end of there and it's there. So I'm just trying to understand why it's not working at the minute. So I've basically asked it. It says show the problem. So this could be like, if you know development, you might think that that is a super easy issue to solve. To me, I have absolutely no idea. Obviously, it's come up with a 400 error, I think. Looks like there's a failed row with the AI key. However, I know I did put it in there. So yeah, who knows? But you can see that obviously we're going to run into problems. I'm going to try to fix them. I will then ask. So the good thing about Bolt is quite similar to Lovable. You can also toggle between discussion, and that doesn't take up any of your credits. So I'll just say, is the integration with OpenAI working now? Oops, didn't put a question mark. But so I'll just say that it's work like see. It's difficult to say without more information. This OpenAI key is the issue. So yeah, I will just start looking into and fixing those sorts of elements. But overall, I'm quite happy with the additional, like the original page. And then we'll just look to kind of tweak that as and where we think it's needed. But yeah, so let me know. Okay, so with Bolt, I actually am hitting issues quite quickly, as opposed to what I would hit with Lovable. So I have tried to connect it to OpenAI, but it's saying that the AI key is not there. When I'm asking it for instructions on how to do it, it's too techy for me. Like, I don't fully understand what it's asking me to do. Like, confirm the Supabase URL and a non key are available. I don't know where I do that. I've had a look and I can see that it's like in there, but yeah, like some of this is just beyond what I know. So I have basically rolled it back to where I was happy ish. I think I rolled it back to about here. What I'm going to do now is I am going to connect it to GitHub. So we'll just call it like Genie. Create a repository. And then basically I'm going to go back to Lovable. So this is what Lovable initially created. I don't like it. Like, I was like, use the coffee, like iced coffee, iced matcha light vibe. And it literally has just taken a brown and a green and just like merged it together, which is what it does. I've noticed with a lot of other things. I really didn't like it. But the back end of Lovable works a lot better. So I'm going to go back to my dashboard here, and I'm going to create a project, but I just want it to come from GitHub. So how do I do that? Yeah, so as you'll see, I hit quite a few issues also as well. I only am using my daily credits at the minute because I have been building my basically like an app for pregnancy safe skincare. So this is my business that I've set up. So I might as well just give you a bit of a background of this one as well. So this is an ingredient checker. I'm currently like nearly wrapped up with that. You'll see here like the functionality. If you do want to check out my other brand, it's expectingskincare.co.uk. And this is just adding on functionality. Basically, it integrates with like OCR analysis, so you can basically pull in like scan ingredients and it will pull it in and check it for you. Yeah, so that's what I've been using a lot of my other credits for. So, which is why I was hoping that I could actually build on Bolt, but alas, it's not looking like it will. So I will pull in a project from GitHub once I work out how, and then go from there and build it out. It might be that I can just pull it in from GitHub here. No. Ew, annoying. I'm going to work that out. I will be back and we will, I will try and get it fixed. But nothing's going to be straightforward, and you can probably see where, like, my technical knowledge, I have a lot of limitations with it. Okay, so I have finally got to the bottom of what was causing the error, integrating with OpenAI, and I actually think it was the billing. So I didn't have any money on my OpenAI account. So I've gone in, I fixed that. Now we are doing the testing. So you can see there's some issues here with like how the mobile, like how it's reacting when the chat window opens and things like that. But we can see that we've got a response. So it's using test data here. And I can see where should I focus my marketing efforts based on your current metrics. You have good engagement. However, there's always room for improvement. Increase engagement rate. So it's using OpenAI. I don't like how it's laid out. I think that's really hard to read. Obviously, the chat window is not working properly. This is test data. But we've got OpenAI working. So that is the main thing here, which I'm happy about. So that is day one. I now need to go and pick my kids up. So yeah, here you can see as well, like the Google Analytics, the Instagram overview. We've got settings for the account. I've just created a test account here. So you can see that. And yeah, we will work on, I might do a little bit more when the children are in bed later. So I'll share that update on day two. But I'm hoping I can get this, might just go for it to try and get it launched within the week and see whether people find it helpful. Cool. Well, have a good evening, day, everyone. Bye.